Hello, everyone. This hour on Verbling, the next in my Getting Results in Business series. Let me get my name on the board. There we go. Uh, Today, we're going to continue our unit on how to talk about your working life. Okay? And specifically, we're going to be we're going to pick out an important detail from what we've seen in the last two classes. And we're going to work specifically, if I remember right, on a grammatical point. Oh, yeah. We're going to be talking all about how often you do the things that you do at your job. So we're going to be working on the vocabulary of frequency, but in the context of your working life, of telling people what you do. So that'll be coming up in just a moment. First, what do I want to say? I want to say welcome back to Rebecca. Welcome back, Rebecca. How are you?
Fine, thanks. Good morning. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Good.
I'm going to put a shared doc in the window. You'll see open this if you want to open it. And as well, I'm going to open up a presentation and I'll give you the direct link to the presentation as soon as I get it open. Let's say a quick hello to Nina as well. Hello, Nina. How are you today?
Good, how are you?
Very good, very good. And so, Nina, what's the news today? What's happening? Anything we need to know? Nothing important?
Nothing important. I think I just saw on the TV right now is the Facebook going to host the news, hosting news on the Facebook site.
You lost me. What happened on Facebook?
Oh, they just said that they're gonna host the news on the Facebook.
Oh yeah? They're gonna have a news service in your. So when you sign into Facebook, you're gonna see world events, that kind of thing.
That's right. That's correct. Yeah.
Who knew? Wow. So I guess they got tired of Google, dominating internet news or something like that.
I guess so.
I suppose. Okay, I'm going to give you the direct link as well to our presentation. Make it easy on you. So this is presentation 3. You'll see it there in the group, in the public chat first. And now I'm going to put it in our inside chat. And in the inside chat, you should even see a little thumbnail so you can see which is which. Okay, so welcome back to Raphael, of course. Hello, Raphael. Long time no see.
Long time no see.
Mr. Oriel, welcome back for a second class. Great to see you again.
Thank you. See you.
Where do you live in Barcelona, Oriel?
Where?
Yeah, do you live on Las Ramblas? Do you live in Plaza de Catalunya?
No, I live near Plaza Catalunya, in the center of Barcelona. It's 2 minutes from to Plaza Catalunya.
I used to live on Calle de Santa something. I can't remember the name of it now. I used to live one street down from Plaza de Catalunya. I think it's one street. Santa Clara? Santa Clara, is it?
Santa Clara, there is a square, but maybe you're La Ramblas?
Right off Las Ramblas, right off it?
Yes. At the right.
And if you're facing to the ocean, it would be on the left. I think it's the first street on the left.
Near the cathedral or the plaza or the square San Jaume, where is the building, a famous building. Do you mean that?
Yeah, it's been a long time. It's been a long time, like 15 years. But yeah, that's where it is. Yeah, I can't remember the name of the street. Yeah. But anyway, yes, that was it. I really liked being in Barcelona. I really liked it. It was a great place. And Mr. Jose, with our German Shepherds, with our Alsatians. Hello, Jose. How are you?
Hello. I'm pretty good. Thank you.
Excellent. Mr. Sastra. Mr. Sastra. And remind me, where are you again? You're not in Barcelona. Where are you?
I'm in Santander.
Santander. Right. You said it before. I'm making a mental note so I don't have to ask you again.
Okay.
By the way, we're going to get started, but I just want to remind you that you should follow me on VerbLink so you can see my upcoming classes. It's the only real way I have to advertise what's going on. And, of course, if you're really serious about learning, the group classes are great, but they're very general. So if you have specific goals, and especially if you have a deadline, consider taking a trial lesson with me, and I can show you how private lessons will work, because your progress will be much faster, and I will custom tailor the private lessons to you. So keep it in mind for the future, okay? In general, for you people here and you people watching. So let's get started. We're going to first move forward to, if you open this, we're going to be on, there we go. We're going to start on slide 6. Using the present simple and frequency adverbs to talk about your job and your routine activities, what you normally do. So we're going to start with a conversation that we heard a little bit earlier. I think it was, it might have been actually at the end of last week. It was either last Thursday or this Monday. We had different people talking. One of them was a Brazilian woman whose family was from Japan originally, and this Indian, I think he was Indian, Dr. Meyer. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this conversation, which is a follow-up. I'm going to ask you to analyze some of the words in bold. It might be a little hard to see the words. And then what we're going to do is categorize these and start to talk about frequency words. Okay, so let's get started here. First, let's just read through the conversation. Maybe I can get, this is very short, so maybe I can get 3 quick readers for this. Rebecca, do you think you could read our Hitoshi?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Raphael, do you think you could be our Dr. Mayer? Yeah? Are you there, Raphael?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. And Nina, do you think you can be our Veronique for this one?
Yes.
Okay. So everyone else, just follow along and pay attention to the words in bold. Which ones are in the present simple? That's your job, Mr. Sestra, Mr. Chando, and Mr. Fernandez. That's your job. Look at the words in bold. Okay? Take it away, Rebecca.
Hold on, John.
Yeah.
What page is that again?
In the presentation, it's on page 7.
Oh, 7. Thank you very much.
Okay, Rebecca, take it away.
Okay. Dr. Meyer, this is Veronique Denbirt. She works for Medicine on the Move. It's a small medical NGO.
Pleased to meet you, Ms. Denvir. So, which countries does your organization deal with? Do you work in Nigeria? So,
Raphael, you just got reassigned to Veronique.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Raphael, you're our Veronique for today.
Okay. Now, we mainly focus on Angola. We regularly visit village and set up temporary clinics.
Nina?
Okay. And who funds your projects?
Mostly the general public, but we also get some government grants.
Oh, this is interesting. Can I ask who your medical supplier is?
Okay. So that was a follow-up conversation from the other day when this Hitachi and Dr. Mayer were meeting at this, it was like a convention or a conference. They were talking. So you might remember that from the end of last week. And here we have to introduce someone, just like we did yesterday. So you can see some of those key phrases to show interest. Oh, that's interesting. Or questions just to keep everyone, to show that you're interested in the person. Oh, and who funds your projects? Okay? But the question is, Mr. Sestra, are you there? Why are the
Yes.
verbs in bold in the present simple and not in another tense? Why are they all in the present simple? What do you think? There might be different reasons for this too. There might be different reasons. So we're going to try to kind of figure out a guideline for when you should definitely use the present simple if it's not clear. If it's clear, it'll be a revision. Okay? Oh, by the way, earlier, Raphael, I think you mentioned something about government grants. Raphael, what do you think that means in this context? We also get some government grants.
It could be a budget from the government to loan money or to give money to these non-governmental organizations and trying to support different projects in non-developed countries like in Africa or something like that.
That's it. That's it. So it's an NGO, and as you said, non-governmental, but governments have aid money, and that aid money can go in the form of a grant. You don't pay back a grant. That's the key idea. You get a grant, you keep it. If it was other kind of money, a loan, you'd have to pay it back. Right? The IMF gives loans, but aid organizations give grants. Okay, back to Mr. Sestra. Look at the first word in bold. The first one, Mr. Sestra. See it?
What is the first one?
The first word in bold. That's Hitachi speaking. In the first sentence. Do you see it?
Yes.
So read the sentence for me and tell me, why is the present simple used here and not another tense? Why not the present continuous?
Okay. In these phrases, all are present facts and real true.
Okay,
It's
so
a permanent state or situation,
okay, good.
and a fact which is always true.
Well, hang on there. She works for Medicine on the Move. That might not always be true in the future, right? That could change. So I like the first answer better. It's a permanent state. In other words, it's not going to change unless we change it. A permanent state can change, but probably won't. Okay, another way to say that, well, is that it's a fact. These are facts. This is Veronique. It's a fact. That's her name. She works for Medicine on the Move. It's a fact. It's her job. It is a small medical company. Fine. But the main thing was, why is works in the present simple? Well, it's a fact. Her job is one of the facts about her. Okay.
It's an activity which happens regularly.
Yeah, but not in this case. You're absolutely right. The present simple can be for activities that occur regularly and will continue. That's true. But in this case, it's not that it's regular, it's that it's a general fact that is not going to change unless she changes it or she gets fired. Let's hope she doesn't get fired. We wish her the best, don't we, Mr. Sestra? We want her to do well, right? Just say yes. Yeah. Okay. So, Oriel, what do you think about Veronique's line, the word visit? Why is that in the present simple? For the same reason or a different reason?
I think that is for a different. Is because it's an action that he makes regularly or some days.
Right. So, as Jose said, it can be a repeated action, and here is the
Yes.
example. Here's the
Yes.
repeated action. Excellent. Okay? And Mr. Ochando, what do you think about the
Yes.
other bold word? What was the old one? Oh, focus. Veronica says, no, we mainly focus on Angola.
No, we mainly focus on Angola.
Focus.
Focus.
Not you, but focus.
Focus. Focus.
Good. So that's not a repeated action, is it? That's not a repeated action. We mainly focus. Now, we mainly focus. No, sorry, it doesn't say no. It says no, not now. No, we mainly focus on Angola. So, would you describe that as a fact or a repeated action?
A fact.
It's more of a general fact.
It's a general fact. No, it's a routine.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, I see what you mean. It's that they routinely work with Angola. Yeah, I can see what you mean. It works. So basically, what we've seen here is that there are general facts, and there are repeated actions. Generally,
Yes.
right?
Two possibilities: fact or general. General facts or repeated actions. Okay.
Yeah. Basically, there's those two possibilities. We can call them different things if we need to, but that's basically the two choices we have. Okay. So, let's work a little bit on the form of the questions. Okay. So, Rebecca,
Yes.
which of the questions below, from number 1, can be answered yes or no? We're just going to focus on form for a minute. So we've got the questions repeated at the bottom, A, B, C, D, but they were basically taken from number 1, from exercise 1.
Okay, we are in the exercise 2 now. Okay.
Yeah. Now we're in exercise 2, right?
Okay. Well, do you work in Nigeria?
Nigeria.
Sorry, Nigeria. Nigeria is one of the ones you are looking for.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because the answer is yes, I do,
Yeah.
or no, I don't.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Who? No, because it's asking for someone, and the last one would be, can I ask you medical supplies? Well, you can say yes, but he's expecting for a name of the medical supplier. I'm not sure about the last one.
Can I ask you who your medical supplier is? Yes,
Yes,
you can.
then stop. Well, tell me. You need the second question, but
Yeah.
it's not.
I can tell you, but I'd have to kill you. So yes, you could say yes or no, but you're right. Letter B is probably the best out of that group.
Just the
Okay.
one. Yeah.
That's it. Okay, so Nina, what do you think about number 2? Which of the questions below from exercise 1 is requires information in the answer? So which is not a yes/no question?
Yes. So he asked, who funds your projects?
Good. So letter C, absolutely. Is that it? Or are there more?
Let me see. What else? Which country does your organization deal with?
Which country does your organization deal with is also correct, because you have to give information. You can't say yes or no, okay?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Is that it? Or is there one more?
Let me see. Who fund your projects?
And who funds your projects?
Yeah.
Which is, who funds your projects? We need information.
Mm-hmm.
And what about, can I ask who your medical supplier is?
It could answer the number one like yes, I can tell you, and then that one will give you information. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a rhetorical yes/no question. When we say rhetorical, like this, rhetorical in the chat window, it means I don't expect a yes/no answer. A rhetorical question is when I don't expect any answer. I'm asking you rhetorically. It's to get you to think. Here, it's a rhetorical yes/no. I don't expect a yes or no. I expect, it's a way to politely say, give me this information. Can I ask? Yes, you can. No, you want to know? Oh, it's Dow Pharmaceuticals or whatever. Okay. And finally, no, not finally, we got letter C. Which question is or which questions are indirect questions? Be careful with this. Indirect means that the subject and verb look like statements. That the verb does not go before the subject in an indirect question. Okay, so let's find an example for number 3. Let's see. Who wants this one? What do you think? Mr. Jose Ochendo, what do you think about it? Can you find a direct question for us?
What question, John?
For question number 3 in exercise 2. Which questions is or are indirect?
Indirect. The letter A. Which countries does your organization deal with? I think this question is countries. Countries. Indirect.
Well, hang on a second. One way to identify this is something that you need to put down in your English notebook or make a mental note. Hang on, wait. Hang on. This is an important note. How do you identify an indirect question?
You write first the pronoun personal, after that the verb.
I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
Wait. Remember, asking to ask. It's easy to remember this, that's why I mention it. You're asking to ask a question. That is one form of an indirect question. Okay? Everything else you can say about it is true, it's fine. But remember that you're asking to ask. So which question are you asking to ask in, Jose? A, B, C, or D? Which one are you asking to ask a question? Are you asking? Yeah, you're basically asking permission to ask a question.
Okay.
Which one?
Do you work in Nigeria? No. Who funds your projects? No. D.
It's got to be, yeah. It's got to be D.
D.
So one way to pick out an indirect question is to see whether you're asking to ask the question. Can I ask?
Can I ask? Okay.
Right. Okay. Mr. Raphael, what is an alternative way to say that question in letter D? Instead of saying, can I ask, can you think of another way to say it? Another indirect question form? So, for example, instead of can, we could use what? What do you think, Raphael?
You can use, if you don't mind, could I ask?
Excellent. That's it. So I just want you to expand your vocabulary a little bit and know that there's more than one way to make an indirect question. Can I ask? Could be, could I ask? And you said, if you don't mind. That's another good one. If you don't mind, may I, let's change ask too. May I inquire? Oh, that's a little bit more informal. May I inquire? So you can even change the verb to ask.
Also, could you say, I was wondering about who is your medical supplier?
Excellent.
Could you respond me? Could you respond?
To respond. Yeah, respond sounds
So
like you're doing a questionnaire.
yeah.
So you could say, so I was wondering, now look, listen carefully to this sentence. Tell me if this is correct. I was wondering who is your medical supplier. Is there a problem with that sentence? If I say I was wondering who is your medical supplier.
What? Perhaps it's better.
The problem there is the verb.
Mm.
Is it possible to say who is your X, Y, or Z?
Why?
Who is singular, so is okay.
Yeah.
The problem is the placement of the word.
Who are you? Who your supplier is?
Yeah. So the way it's written is really the only way we can say it correctly. I was wondering who your XYZ is, not who is. By the way, native speakers make this mistake all the time. If you don't believe me, just watch CNN, particularly American CNN, not international CNN. They make this mistake all the time. They forget where to put the verb. When it's indirect, the verb goes at the end. Okay, very good. That's it. Let's say a quick hello to Sylvia, who's joining us now. Hello, Sylvia.
Hi, I'm sorry, I'm late.
Sylvia was sleeping in today.
Yeah.
She woke up, she had her pancakes, and then she's like, I'm going to learn some English.
No, I
Here we
could
are.
do some pancakes. They're really good, but I don't know the recipe.
It's very easy. It's flour and eggs and heat and a little sugar. Very easy. But you don't cook, Sylvia. You told me you don't cook.
Yes, but I can give the recipe to my father or something.
I
I can eat.
I think he knows. I have a feeling he already knows. And I hope that he shares it with the rest of us. So, what you missed was we did a quick review of what? Of when we use the present simple, what an indirect question looks like, because all of these things came up when we're introducing ourselves. We looked at two people introducing themselves, and those are the things that came up in their conversation. Okay? Now we're going to try to practice it. So you're going to be asking and answering questions about your own job. Okay?
Okay.
Think about, excuse me, think about the hours you work, the distance from home, your tasks, your responsibility, your colleagues, your partners, or anyone that you work with. And what you're really going to be doing there is, well, let me ask you before we do this, what kind of questions, how can we form those kind of questions? Maybe you can get, everyone can give me one suggestion of a question, and I can put it in the chat window for us to think about, and then we're going to do like a little interview, okay? So, Sylvia, give me one question from those topics that have been mentioned in exercise 3.
Do you know how far is your office from your home?
Except I would get rid of the do you. I would just say, keep it simple. How far
Is your office from home?
is your office from home? Okay, that's good. Rebecca, can you give us another one based on one of those topics? So far, so good. What would you say, Rebecca? Maybe another how question. Instead of how far, how what?
Or how long?
How long? Good. Keep going.
How long does it take to you
To
to
get.
get? Does it take?
To get. Yep. Does it take to get? Where?
Does it? Okay. Does it take or get? Okay.
No. Does it take to get?
Okay. How long does it take to get? And you? What about you? You to get to your job
To
from
get.
your house
Yeah, you can say it even
or
simpler.
every day.
Okay, we'll add every day, but let's figure out the ending. How long does it take to get to work, or to get home, or to get through traffic? You can ask these about different kinds of situations. Take a look in the chat window. You've got 3 choices there.
How long does it take to get? Well, and what about you? What is the person I'm asking?
You don't need you in that sentence. Not
I don't
necessarily.
need it.
No.
How long does it
No.
take?
Because it's not reflexive. For us, it's not a reflexive verb.
Okay.
For example,
okay.
in Spanish you probably say, I shave myself. In English we say, I shave. In Spanish you probably say, I bathe myself. In English we say, I bathe. So these verbs are not reflexive for us.
Okay.
So you don't need the you. How long does it take to get to work, to get home, to get through traffic? Okay, these are good. Raphael, is there another how question we can ask? We did how far, we did how long. Think of another how question.
How far, how long?
Think about
how many. How
good.
many?
Good.
How long?
How many is good? How many what?
How many times do you go to visit the customer or something like that?
Okay, but that would be how often.
How often? Yeah.
How often? How often do you visit your customers or clients? In company, you might say. You know, that means that you go to their workplace. So that's a good example. But we're going to say how often instead of how many times. How often? Because how many times, Raphael, is how many times? Is that about the present or the past? If I say how many times?
About the past, I think.
Exactly. How many times have you visited customer X? That means up until today, but it does not include today. Not necessarily. It's about the past. How often is now until the future. So the past, the present, and the future together. That's it. Hey, Oriel, we've done enough how questions. I want you to give me a what question. Look at those prompts. Hours to work, distance from home, tasks, responsibilities, colleagues, partners. Can you give me a question that begins with a what?
What is your main responsibility in your job?
Perfect. Very good. What is your main responsibility? It's okay. Good. Responsibility. Now, we probably don't have one responsibility, so we should make it responsibilities.
Yes.
How would the question change then? What is? No, that's singular.
What are?
What are your main responsibilities? That's it. And we can also say, what are you in? Do you know this expression? In?
What are you in? I don't know.
In
charge. In charge of.
Perfect. What are you in charge of? What do you oversee? If you want to be a little bit more specific, you could ask it, what are you in charge of? What do you oversee? Okay, Nina. We've done a what. What about a who question? Can you think of a who question for us?
Okay. So, who is your colleagues or who is your suppliers, partners?
Who is or who are?
Oh, who are your colleagues?
Okay,
Or
good.
who are your medical suppliers?
Right. Colleagues, suppliers. How about key customers? It means like the most important for your business. I'll put your question there in the chat window. Who are your colleagues, your suppliers, your key customers? Perfect. Mr. Ochando.
Yes.
Any question you like that we haven't covered? Anything else you would add?
Who are your boss?
Who? Well, does that mean you have two bosses or one?
No, who are one boss?
So who are?
No, who is
Who is your
your boss? Okay.
Okay. And if you want to ask a more general question, what's he or she like? Like, what's your boss like? What's your boss like? That means, is your boss nice? Is your boss not nice? And Mr. Sestra, I want you to ask one indirect question. Remember, asking to ask.
Okay. Can I ask how many hours you work per week?
Ask how many hours you work per week is absolutely an indirect question. Excellent. Okay. Very good. Very good. Let's go back to the boss for a second. Can I ask, who is your boss? Look at that question, Sylvia. Look at that question in the chat window I just wrote, and I want you to correct it for me. There's a mistake. Can you spot the mistake? Read it for me first.
So, can I ask who your boss is?
Exactly.
Okay.
The is has got to go at the end. So if I make it an indirect question, we have to move is from before the subject, your boss, to after the subject. Okay? Excellent. So now it asks us to work with a partner, ask questions about his or her job. I'd like you to ask the person to your left. So if I'm looking at you, it goes like this. Sylvia's first, and then Rebecca, and then Rafael, and then Oriel, and then Nina, and then Jose Ochando, and then Jose Sastra. And so what you're going to do is we're going to do a group interview. You're going to ask one person a question to your left, well, from the order that I see you, and you're going to give a response about your work. And here's the key idea. You're always going to address the issue of how often, or you're going to try to address the issue of how often you do these things, if you can. If you can't, skip it, but we're going to try to do that, because you'll see that's coming up in just a minute. Sylvia?
Okay.
Wait, I'm asking you first. Sylvia, can I ask you who your boss is?
Yes.
You don't have to say yes. You have to just tell me.
Okay. I think my boss are my professor.
Are or is?
Are professors.
Ah, are professors. Okay.
So,
You gotta give me a little more information than that.
okay. Professors, because I'm not working. I'm a student. So when you are a student, it's like a work, and I haven't only one boss because I have.
I haven't.
More,
We
I
know
don't
that.
have.
There you go.
I don't have only one professor, but more than one, and so I have more than one boss.
Okay. And what do they do for you? The key word is they.
They assess me with a lot of
They assess
projects.
you. Good. Okay. They assess your work, and they supervise you, don't they? They
Yeah.
supervise you. Excellent. Okay. Very good. Your question to Rebecca.
Rebecca, how often do you use the public means of transport to go to work?
I don't use public transport very much because I have my own car.
Very often.
But
Very often.
with often, not very often.
Not very often, because I have my own car.
Yeah.
Oh, so getting to work is pretty easy then.
Yeah, it is. Well, sometimes there are too much traffic,
There
and
is.
it's so annoying.
There is too much traffic.
That sometimes, sorry,
There is too
there
much.
there is.
Not
is?
there are. Not there are, because traffic is singular. There
Okay, traffic
is.
is singular. Okay, there is. Okay.
Excellent. Next question. This is a drill, so we're going to go as fast as we can. Rebecca, next question to Raphael.
About okay.
Talking about what we do routinely in our jobs.
Or the partner or the box. Okay.
Yeah, and you can use any of the questions in the chat window.
Okay. Could you tell me, please, how old your boss is?
My boss is an ancient boss. Is the oldest boss you can find anywhere, and he's thinking forward about his death only.
Oh my goodness.
I'm trying to use another vocabulary for the other lesson.
And who is your boss, Raphael?
My boss is an old professor of the university.
Oh, okay. Very good. I thought you were going to say my boss is me. I was going to say, don't be so hard on yourself, Raphael.
I'm not so old.
I didn't think so. You're a tween, right?
Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, let's just say a quick hello to both Ilkin and Anna Carolina who are joining us. Hello, guys and girls. Nice to have you.
Thank you. Hi, teacher.
Hi.
Hi, teacher. Thank you.
Hello. Okay, so just so you know, we're doing a little drill. We looked at a conversation where people are introducing someone in a business situation, and they had to talk about what they do, facts about their jobs. So we looked at the verb tense they used, and we're starting to look at frequency, talking about how often we do things. So we're getting to that point now. So we're doing a little drill where we're using those questions to interview each other. So everyone gets one question, one answer, and we go around the room. Raphael, your question to Oriol.
Oriol, I would like to know about how often do you have meeting with your staff there and at your office?
It's a great question, but I want you to make it a little bit more concise. Get rid of about. You don't need it.
Yeah.
Get rid of the word about.
How often do you have meetings with the staff?
Perfect. Simple is better. Perfect.
Well, we have meetings every day in the morning at 9 o'clock, and then meeting is with all the staff, and every Friday at 3 p.m. we have a meeting, but only with my team.
Wow, that's a lot of meetings.
Yeah. It's a part of waste of time. but are short meetings. Only every day at 9. It's only a 10 minutes or a quarter of an hour, and then
Right.
on Friday, yes, with only our team, it's with only 10 people, and we have a meeting that is for one hour.
Okay. Oh, sorry, Ilkin, we got to mute you here because we're getting some noise in the background. Okay. So Ilkin, you can turn on your microphone when you're ready to speak, but we got to turn it off just temporarily because we're hearing some talk in the background. Okay. Oriol, your question to Nina. By the way, Oriol, I want to come back to your point in just a moment because it's a good example to talk about frequency. It's a really good example. We'll come back to you in a minute. Your question to Nina.
Nina, can I ask you how long does it take to get from home to work?
Good, but you don't need the word to do in that sentence, Oriol. So say it again, but you don't need the do.
Nina, can I ask you how long it takes to get to work?
Good.
Sure. It will take me just probably 5 minutes to go to work. I just roll off my bed and then walk to the office. It's not far from my place.
You get out of bed and you're in your office?
I just roll off from my bed, and it's very close to my place, my office.
Well, I beat you because my bed is my office.
Oh, I see what you mean. I used to do that too.
Let's see, because right now I'm at work, and right now I'm at home. See?
Sure. Well, I do that on Friday. Yeah, sometimes I, work from home.
There you go. Very good. Okay. So far so good with the questions, everyone. Sounds good. Nina, your question to Mr. Ochanto, Mr. Jose.
Okay.
Okay. Hi, Jose.
Yes.
So how often do you normally have to go to see your client?
You got to explain what kind of clients you have, Jose. You've got kind of clients, but they're not exactly clients.
My clients are my students. I visit the students every day.
You visit or you see them?
I see the students every day.
That's right. Every single day, whether you like it or not.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
It's mandatory.
It's mandatory. You can't avoid it. Jose, your question to the other Jose, to Mr. Sastre.
Can I ask what you are in charge of?
Good question.
Yes, of course. I'm in charge of managing a team with 20 or 30 people.
That sounds demanding.
Managing.
It sounds demanding, Jose. Demanding.
Demanding. Okay.
Exigente. I don't know how to say that in Spanish. How do you say demanding in Spanish?
Exigente.
Exigente. It sounds exigente, Mr. Sastre. Is it a lot of work?
Agotador, exigente.
Yes.
Mr. Sastre, are you there?
Okay, what's the question here?
It take a look at the chat window. It sounds demanding. You have a lot of people to supervise. It sounds demanding.
Yeah, but not in the same time.
Not at the same time.
Yes, 15 in the morning and 15 in the afternoon.
Ah, okay. It still sounds demanding to me. I would find that difficult. Do you find it difficult?
No, it isn't.
Okay, so you could say it goes smoothly, right? No major problem. So when I say it sounds demanding, it's just a way to show interest, like we saw in the conversation. Oh, that sounds interesting. Oh, that sounds demanding, right? So it's a way to show interest, and and you can respond however you like. No, it's demanding, but it's very rewarding. Some the keywords from before. Mr. Sastre, let's find out about Mr. Ilkin, because he's new. We don't know anything about him. So,
okay. Can I ask what you oversee at your work?
Good question. Very good. Mr. Ilkin, what do you oversee at your work? Are you in charge of anyone or anything?
I don't understand. What do you oversee?
Oversee, right. Oversee means to supervise. I oversee a class with 9 students twice a day on Verbling. What do you oversee? What are you in charge of? Are you working these days? Are you working?
Yes,
Are you studying?
Yes, I work, but there is nothing which I'm surprised at the job.
So, what do you do for a living? What's your job?
I work in public service. I am a leading consultant in a state statistical committee.
Ah, okay, very interesting. So, a consultant in statistics. Is that right?
Leading consultant. In our country, public service have some degrees. For example, a consultant, leading consultant, chief consultant, or head of the department. And I am a leading consultant in our committee.
Ah, okay, okay. So this is really different than what we would be used to in the West, in America. It's not the same structure. So a consultant, but a consultant means that you are supervising someone or something.
But in the past, leading consultant is called like leading economist.
Ah,
but now,
okay.
But now it is called leading consultant.
Excellent. So, do you oversee, that means do you supervise, a team of people?
Supervise or surprise?
Supervise, like this. Supervise. That means, take a look in the chat window. To supervise means to be responsible for a team. Supervise, to be responsible for a team of people. Do you work with
no? I am not responsible for a team, but sometimes, for example, the statements, or how can I say, from the workers from different regions of our country give us some reports, and we have to supervise or to oversee these reports. But
good use of vocabulary, by the way. We have to oversee these reports. Good use of vocabulary. Excellent. I want to hear you using these words actively. Good job. You're in Azerbaijan, right?
Yes, yes.
Azerbaijan. Okay, excellent.
But exactly, I have not a team which I am supervising.
Okay, good. Mr. Ilkin, I'd like you to ask one question about to Anna Karolina, because we don't know anything about Anna Karolina, what she does. You can use any of the questions in the chat window, or you could ask a professional question of your own. Okay? So you're speaking with Anna Karolina from Brazil.
Yes. What is, how can I say, what is the advantage of your job?
Okay, good. So maybe advantages usually have more than one. So what are the advantages
of your job?
Good.
All right. I have some benefits, such as stability, continuous education, what else? Overpayment according to a performance evaluation.
Over time, right? Over time?
No, overpayment. I receive an amount over my salary according to the performance evaluation.
Ah, okay. And what do you do, Anna Karolina? I forgot to ask.
I am a dentist and also a civil servant. I work in a community outreach.
Yeah, we talked about that. I remember.
It's stable, and they offer us continuous education. They pay for our course. I have sick days, vacation, and a retirement plan.
Sounds like
and
we should
they
have
offer a career path for us. Those are the benefits that I have there.
Raise your hand if you want Anna Karolina's job. Everyone, raise your hand if you want her job. Because I don't have any of those benefits.
You have to be approved. It's not public competition to get to be a civil servant.
All right. Sign me up. What do I have to do? I'm ready.
You have to study a lot and give it your blood, sweat, and tears.
Blood, sweat, and tears? Well,
yes, because there are a lot of competitors.
Well, I like their music, Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Very good, very good. So, I want you to focus on one idea that you've talked about, all of you as a class. And to finish up class, we're going to just introduce the idea of frequency, okay? So, actually, let me just quickly show you. I think I have a chart on the next screen. Let me just double check. There we go. Now, on this chart, you've got some of the key words for frequency. You've got when something is a 0% frequency, it never happens. 100%, it always happens. I'm going to call on you first to tell me the frequency word, and then I'm going to ask you to talk about your routine at work, if you could use that word in a sentence about yourself. Okay? So, Anna Carolina, let's start with you. You're the last to speak. What would you put at number, let's see, let's go right in the middle, number 3. What goes to number 3 on that chart?
The sentence number 3?
So what, do you see what I have on screen there? On slide 9? In position number 3.
Okay.
What adverb do you think is the best? Yeah.
Between sometimes and often. Oh my gosh.
So
frequently.
Sometimes. Yeah. Okay. Talk about your routine at work and see if you can use that in a sentence about yourself.
The words that I gave you to you? Frequently?
Okay. So number 3 you said is sometimes?
No, between sometimes and often I said frequently. Because they are the same.
But teacher, I think 3 is rarely.
Number 3? No, I wouldn't say it's rarely. That's going to be more towards the never side. Okay? So, more towards the side that says never. So I would put rarely at number 1. And I would put sometimes in number 3. And frequently, Anna Carolina, I agree with you, between 3 and 4. Or even in number 4. Frequently, meaning the same as often. Talk about what you frequently do in your routine at work.
I treat patients frequently.
I frequently treat patients.
I frequently treat patients.
Yeah.
All right.
Because usually the adverb goes right before the verb. Usually, not all the time. So I frequently treat patients. Okay, excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sylvia, what do you think goes in number 5 on that list?
Often.
I would put number often at 4, often and frequently, I think. So it's a little bit more. It's a little bit more than often. What is slightly more than often? Number 5. Just one step higher. Usually. Okay. What do you usually do as an architectural student?
I usually use design program as AutoCAD.
Okay, like AutoCAD.
Like AutoCAD.
Like. Okay, very good. Mr. Oriel, what do you think goes at number 2 in that list? What would you say?
Sometimes.
Sometimes?
No, I think that occasionally.
Occasionally is better, yeah. It's a little less than sometimes. Okay, can you use occasionally related to your routine at work?
We occasionally send a report to our boss's boss.
To our boss's boss? To the head honcho.
Yes.
The head honcho is the big guy, the CEO or something like that. Excellent. Head honcho. Fantastic. Okay, so I think we've got never, rarely, occasionally, sometimes, often, and frequently. And then we had a usually, and then always. Okay? So we're at the end of the hour, but we're not done yet. In tomorrow's class, we're going to take these adverb frequencies and we're going to create a kind of a profile about what a typical day at work is going to be like. And I've actually got a special reading task for you to do to greatly expand your vocabulary, to talk about not just frequency, but also how to talk about your working life. We're going to look at an interesting case. So both of those coming up tomorrow at the same hour. And the hour before, I've got a great article for you at 9 o'clock on our Hot Topics class. Okay? Remember, follow me on Verbling to see my upcoming classes, and I'll see you tomorrow at 9 and 10 GMT. Great job, everyone. Fantastic. Oh, head honcho means the boss. It's like a joke. Head honcho is the big boss. Just so you know, it's slang. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye.